Okay, Luke is going to be doing the putting a straw in now, the bed. And this is number 3 video of the cucumber planting in the raised beds. And now we're showing how we do our weed stabilization. And this also not only gives us weed stabilization, but it also keeps the moisture from leaving the soil too quickly, and makes the plants more stable. There's no weed killer used underneath or anything else. It's just putting this hay, and like I say, he's very liberal. He's going to put down a good fair amount of straw, and it should be, this is straw, not hay. The straw doesn't have the weed seeds that hay does. So you can see, and now it looks like he's being sloppy, but when he gets done, I'll show you this one section, because see, I want to get this before it starts raining. So he's going to do both sides here, and then he'll move down later and do the other side. But he's going to get that about 4 inches thick. So here you say he's on the other side, and you see that he's using quite an amount. Yeah, he just makes sure that he gets good coverage, because it will mat down. It'll mat down to about 2 inches or so when it's all said and done, and that's great. That'll work great. I remember as a kid when I did work for my dad and we were doing landscaping, we put mulch, 2 different types of mulch, like a cocoa mulch underneath, and then we used like a redwood chip on top, and there was never any weeds, and the plants survived so greatly because they never dried out, and they always had good moisture. Okay, so now you can see Luke's prettying up the area, making sure that he has ample amount. We cover up that soaker hose. That you don't have to worry about it being covered up. We're covering that up. That's just the drip line. That's called
the low pressure drip tape.
Yeah, it's a low pressure drip tape. So if you look down over here, you can see this is the regulator, and that regulator is that one's a 20 pound. You can see it, but we're going to put a 10 pound in. If you have too much water, too much pressure, it actually blows the fittings right off of the hose. So we had that problem, and then we didn't realize we needed to have a lower pressure regulator, but now we do. And it works really great. Now you don't have any problem. But too much, see this drip tape is a low pressure tape, and it's not made for high pressure. So you can see now Luke is liberating. This is what I call liberating the plants. When we plant flowers and so on in our gardens, and we mulch it, we've got to go back and liberate it. Even the guys on the landscape crew, I make sure that they liberate the plants and make sure there's no leaves buried anywhere, because those leaves they'll just die. So we don't want to. See, now he just found that. You have to be very careful you don't miss any. See, he found that little beauty, and doesn't look like much here, but it is, and he just gets all of the mulch from underneath those leaves. So that's about it, and you can see the whole bed is planted down there, and we're going to do that to the whole entire bed. We're going to mulch that bed, and that's going to be marvelous. Marvelous. Yeah, see, Luke gives me a big smile. Okay, that's it for this one.